I think it is really hard to be a wrestling mom, but it's really rewarding. I know that sounds cliche, but you watch your sons or daughters go through life lessons on that wrestling mat, and some of those life lessons are hard to watch. But I feel that my kids are prepared for life because they've been on that wrestling mat and they've learned so much. Watching them, the hard work and the discipline that they put into wrestling is just so satisfying to me to see, because I know it's going to serve them when they grow up, when they go beyond wrestling into life. And I feel really happy for them that they have those skills, and it's all because of wrestling. Youth wrestling. It's like, so I have had parents describe it as hell on earth, because oftentimes you're stuck in a gym with hundreds of wrestlers and their parents all day long. Your son may wrestle 3 matches and you're sitting there for 9 or 12 hours. It's grueling, it's loud, it's crazy, and it isn't always worth the trip and the time. But I think overall, in the long run, it is worth it, because when they get to high school, they're prepared. Had my kids not had any youth wrestling, I think they would have been different wrestlers on the high school level. Youth wrestling is different than high school wrestling, but I think it's just a ladder. And each year, the kids who are not as committed and don't work as hard or have other things going on that take them away from wrestling get weeded out. And so each year in youth wrestling, as you go on, it gets harder and harder and harder, because the kids who are left are the ones who are really committed and are really working hard and are good at it. Here's a young man who I'm sure has other things he could be doing, rather than spending every weekend with those boys and that team. He checks up on their grades, he knows about their friends, he knows what they're doing on weekends when they're not in the wrestling room, and he really lives his life as an example to them. And they respect that. They respect him and they love him. And I am so happy that he's in my boy's life. The wrestling family concept to me is everybody says it takes a village to raise children. Well, the wrestling family is my village, and they have helped me raise my children. I, couldn't have done it the same way without the wrestling family. They know they are loved, not just by me, not just by their dad, by that whole wrestling family. It's my village. The best part is watching my kids grow up on the mat and making the friendships that I've made with the other wrestling moms. I'm going to be the creepy old lady who goes to wrestling tournaments and knows nobody. And they'll all be wondering, who is she and why is she here? But I'll be yelling really loud.